Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go. Even when you feel low, you can still.
Hello, folks. Richard Moore, USAGSA. I've got our third installment of a new interview with Rebecca Baumgartner, a YouTuber with Lowndes County Accountability. That's Lowndes County, Mississippi. And Rebecca spent a great deal of time exposing abject corruption, especially as it pertains to the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department and the Columbus, Mississippi Police Department, respectively. And folks, across this nation, our First Amendment protected free speech is under attack. They hate it, especially these officials and criminals with badges across the board. It's a systemic culture of corruption, and we're going to continue to expose these things. I encourage you to subscribe and share, and I've created a playlist exclusively for Rebecca Baumgartner, and there's also one for Lowndes County. And so I want to refer you to those playlists to bring yourself in the know on exactly what happened and how Rebecca got framed and how they plan to silence her for the rest of her life. A 4-day sham trial with crash dummy lying snitches, a prosecutor knowingly and willingly put those lies on the stand. The judge knew it. Even her own attorneys knew it. And they all took part and participated in executing this wrongful and heinous conviction against Rebecca Baumgartner. She was given 24 mandatory years. And she's in Delta State Correctional Facility in Greenville, Mississippi. Been there 2 years. And folks, she's got, if her appeal is not successful, she has another 22 years. No possibility of parole or early release or any of that. And we're fighting vigorously to expose this case, as with other cases across this country. Here in a few minutes, Rebecca will be calling, and I'm going to have that on there and have her, we're going to have a conversation. Before that, we get into that, in the description of the video is our link tree. If you click that link tree, that will take you to other platforms that we're on, USAGSA, and the ways you can support us. I have to remind you that we are 100% supported by our listeners, viewers, and followers. And folks, unless you do your part and help us do what we're doing, it's not going to happen. We are exposing and fighting against the establishment, corruption to the core, where millions, hundreds of millions of dollars, taxpayer dollars, federal grant money, is squandered in this surveillance state of targeting millions of Americans in plain sight. So when you see crimes that are solved in the newspaper, you see arrests, you see this, you hear this, let me caution you, everything is not what it seems. Here, you're going to get the truth, unfiltered, unashamed, unedited, and I'm going to call it like I see it. We're going to keep doing that. Be in that link tree, you'll see Cash App, Chime, Donor Box, GoFundMe. Also, to join USAGSA, and if you want to be on the front lines of getting information, whether it be from our blogs or from anything else, I encourage you to become a Patreon. And that's at USAGSA. And this is Rebecca here. Let's get the call.
Hello. This is a pretext. This call is from a correction facility and is subject to monitoring and recording. Thank you for using Global Tel-Link.
Hey. Well, we're live and rolling.
All right.
Yep.
Right,
it's so we got Rebecca on here, folks, and tell us what's going on, Rebecca.
Well, I know that today is the day that Ben Rush's bar complaint response is due.
Now,
and,
Ben Rush is the
responded.
assistant prosecutor in Lowndes County for the 6th Judicial District.
That's right, and he's the one that prosecuted me for these false charges knowingly and intentionally without probable cause, and that's what I made my bar complaint based on, among other things, suborning perjury and stuff like that. And I do want to say this. I do have somebody that is helping me, and I'm not going to say who it is because I don't want to give any of my enemies access to somebody helping me. But there's an attorney from another state that is right now writing my habeas for me, and hopefully it will be filed before the end of this month.
Now, that habeas is, what is that, ineffective assistance of counsel or what?
Oh, no, it's not based on none
Should
of that.
be.
And it's not based on any of that. It's based on something way higher. This is something they're not even going to expect.
Okay.
So I don't want to give it away, but I'm real happy about it.
So how did this come about? Just the exposure of your case? And
yes, basically that's what happened.
Hallelujah. Pass the cornbread.
Hallelujah. Praise God. So,
Yeah.
it came right on the heels of them sending that imposter posing as a federal investigator.
Yeah. E-Rise Whitney.
Yeah, E-Rise Wilson.
Well,
you win the prize,
yeah.
E-Rise, and I
So
hope that you weren't stupid to use your own name. I hope somebody's impersonating you, but it's not.
Well, I don't know, but I can tell you one thing, folks. If y'all ever wondered whatever happened to Buck, we found him.
Yeah,
he's in Lowndes County, Mississippi, as a former federal agent. So
yeah, he's claiming to be that, and we know he's not from investigation, and he has been reported, like I said, to the FBI.
Well, they're the ones that sent him, honey. So
Department of Justice, all those affairs department. I reported
in Alabama.
Prison. Yes, and I'm also going to be reporting to the LaForce Sheriff's Department because he identified himself to me as well over the phone, which is recorded by this prison and by my sister. So we've got all the evidence we need, and we are going to push for, hey, in this guy's words, the fullest extent of the law.
Whatever that means.
Right.
Rebecca, I did an expose on Boss Hogg, Burke, and Felicia, what's her name? The warden there at that time. But anyway, so and we talked about her and how they were holding your legal mail. You're getting your legal mail now, and Delpher posted.
That was a rumor.
So she's probably not going anywhere.
Rebutted that rumor. So,
so she has been posting on social media, though.
Yes, she has.
Yeah. And folks, let me tell you, these crash dummies and of corruption, Facebook is the devil's playground. That's where it all takes place.
Yeah, and just to say this, I'm sure your audience knows this, but Facebook is basically nothing but the police and their gang stalkers.
That's all it is. It is nothing but, let me tell you, if you want to exercise free speech and talk about conservative values, talk about the rule of law or anything like that, your days are limited, honey. Now, you can get on there and mumbo jumbo and talk about all kind of wacko crap, make fart videos and stuff like that. But if you start espousing truth, honey, you're gone. It's over with. Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, Richard, I don't know if you heard this or not, but I heard this on AFR, American Family Radio. Yesterday, and this day, I don't know what this decision was, but I want you to look it up to see what the most recent Supreme Court decision was, and I believe it has to do with what we're talking about, because they did say that this case has been going through the courts since 2020, and it has to do with freedom of speech, and I think it's because all the Facebook and all those social medias were restricting people's speech by taking their posts down and calling it misinformation, disinformation, all that bullcrap. So anyway, the Supreme Court has upheld our First Amendment right to free speech, man. It's a real big deal.
Yeah, that's
out.
And let me tell you, folks, that's the reason these haters, they're constantly, how is he still on there? How is he, get used to it. Get used to it, loser. I'm gonna be here. And you don't run the world just because you got your quacks and trolls on Facebook, and so you can say Jesus walked on water. They immediately, the trolls will report that post as hate speech. AI picks it up, and then they get a moron to double check it, and they'll give you any avenue. They just kick you off the platform. You know.
That's right, and their fact checkers are sent straight from Satan. Because,
of course.
I mean, we won't even get into all that, but we believe biblical truth.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So
absolutely.
That's what's up. And I'm not scared to promote Jesus. Y'all are the devil's workers. So.
Yeah, it is a we have a justice system that is designed probably better than any in the world, but it is being circumvented, not slightly or occasionally.
It's based on fraud, so I want it. He's an obscure person, which means he's not very well known, but we expect him to get it in 2028.
Well,
okay, y'all look, he's known as the Hood candidate, and his name is Andy Williams Jr., and he is the most intelligent person I have ever seen in my life. You guys have got to look him up. You got to check him out, Richard. Promote him. He's awesome.
Well, I tell you, this country will steer back into a free society again. But I'm telling you, I don't know who's running. I don't know who's running the country. We know that the two clowns up there, they're not running it. I'm thinking it's probably George Soros and they're calling the shots. And it's just a sad day. And when we talk about people being targeted that want to stand on what they believe is true American values, Donald Trump's one of them. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. You've got a posse of these corrupt criminals with badges that support Donald Trump. And so on the outside, on the cover, they've got all the whitewash of they go down here to the local fake church, and they got the secret handshake of satanic Freemasonry and got all that stuff going on. But here's what they love. They love the fact that they're able to circumvent due process and control their world as they see it. If they don't like you, you're holding your mouth wrong, whatever it is, you're listed, you're targeted, and you're destroyed. And they're doing that to millions. If you don't kill yourself, get life in prison or life in an insane asylum, they failed. And that is the end game for every person that's targeted. And that's what happened to you, Rebecca. You had free speech. She say what she wants to say. Nothing we do about it. That's what they're saying to everybody else. But we're working on it. She's doing other things y'all don't know about. And she didn't know about it either. But they invented it. And I'm getting ready this week. I'm going to give y'all, I've been promising, but it's taking a little work. I'm going to give y'all another story of a parallel of this same scenario that's playing out right now, where they absolutely, from 0 to 100, created and invented the whole crime, the case and everything. And unless it's challenged properly, and it will be, because they made mistakes.
Because God is
absolutely. And I am going to call them on the carpet. I'm going to name the names. I'm going to call them what they did, and I'm going to predict what they're going to try to say happened versus what they actually did, which is not, it's not rocket science, folks. It's not rocket science.
Right.
But I'm telling you,
they got to be stopped.
And if a prosecutor even thinks about picking this case up that I'm talking about, if I have my way and our followers and listeners have their way, hopefully that'll be the last case he picks up, because he'll be knowingly and willingly, fraudulently and feloniously prosecuting a case that was invented. Do what, Rebecca?
I said without probable cause. I was just saying, hopefully these bar complaints with these idiots over here in Lowndes County, Ben Rush and Scott Cologne, hopefully that'll be a model for these other prosecutors how to not prosecute cases without probable cause.
Well, look, they know. The prosecutors, they coach, especially the investigators. Now, these deputies, they're just they had to pick the phone up. What do you want me to do? And
these
then
are people y'all have to vote in there.
But they tell them, this is what I need. This is what you need for this cake, in this recipe to be a cake. And so they don't teach them the rule of law, because they don't want cops to know the law, and they don't know the law. They say, you arrest them and call it this. We'll fix it, and we'll worry about that then. You don't have to worry about anything. Qualified immunity, and prosecutors and the judges have judicial immunity, so it's all fair game. But it's not when they commit felonies and crimes. It's the the qualified immunity is out the door.
Right. Right. We got to get that out, and especially for these judges too, because you don't have any recourse when a judge violates your rights right now. You know, there are ways around that, but they're not known to the
listen,
general
they're
public, you know what I mean?
right. And we make those Brady complaints, and we're reporters with the National Brady List, and so is April, your sister. And
y'all got to start making these complaints on these people.
They've been coming. And there's a lot of other people that got eyes and ears on what's going on in the dirty South. Trust me, and not just in the dirty South, but in other places like Jackson County, Kentucky,
here, isn't it,
Pasco
Richard?
County, Florida.
Mississippi is the worst state. I said it's highly concentrated. The corruption in Mississippi. I mean, I believe that Mississippi is the worst state.
Well, yeah, it's one of the they're on the bottom.
The good old boy network.
They are on the bottom of all the standings, whether it's education, employment, poverty, everything. I mean, they've got one of the highest gonorrhea rates per capita. They got the highest in any state of the union. That's a fact.
Well, hey, that's thanks to the Sting team, right?
They got the gonorrhea Sting unit in Lowndes County. That's right.
Yes, the award goes to
absolutely. Max Branch, dope horse, and gonorrhea are slinging them on the hood. Jeff Edmondson, you pick.
And he's not just talking about these people. What he's saying is absolute fact.
That's facts, folks. So today I'm a fax machine, okay? and that's the way we do it here. And they hate it. They hate it. But you know what I hate? I hate seeing the fake news. And when they break a news story, say, listen to this. Knowing, say, whatever it is, I'll guarantee you that ain't the story. Right. That seems bad, but honey, if it seems bad, it's even worse.
Yeah. Especially if you're looking at the packet or you're watching WCBI.
Oh, God.
They absolutely slander people all the time. They slandered me, and I plan on coming back and suing them for that.
Yeah,
yes,
well, it's, you know, the backbone of Lowndes County is ran by a well-heeled, old money, closet queer mafia. And I won't tell you, and I just hadn't had, I've flirted with it a little bit, but y'all know who they are down there. And so when I get time, there's a whole lot of things on my plate, but that's the deal. I just know that they try to put themselves off as one thing. They've got on one side of Lowndes County, on Highway 69, the largest dildo warehouse in the country. Now, and then on the other side, they've got the Pony, a strip club at Lowndes County.
Yeah.
And and you talk about drugs and vice, they say them strippers, Rebecca, get on them poles and they slide straight up them. They don't slide down them. That's how crazy it is over there. And so you got Crooked Eddie Hawkins and his clan of deplorables running this deal. And you talking about vice, drugs, sex, trafficking, child trafficking, all that's working in Lowndes County. And you say, well, who's doing it?
The sheriff's department.
Amen, sister.
Has lied to the public, y'all.
That's right.
He lied to y'all and said that he was this and that at the MBN. Mm-hmm. And we have found out through a reliable source that Eddie Hawkins was crooked. He was not well liked, and he was not in a high standing when he left the MBN to come down there and be your sheriff in Lowndes County.
And that is a low blow, ladies and gentlemen, to not be liked in Mississippi Bureau of Narcotics. I mean, because those clowns will do anything to make a case. All they need is a warm body. They don't need any evidence. They stick a makeup mirror under their nose, and if it fogs up, they got them a case. They'll bring everything to the table on that.
Yeah, y'all better watch out. You know, you just
well, they flat made a case on you. They didn't like you, Rebecca. And now that I've got that video out where you were. They attempted to interrogate you. You ate their lunch. So how long were you in jail after that attempted interrogation before you bonded out?
They kept me in jail for I was in there for about 21 days, I think.
21 days.
Sherman paid $4,000 cash money
to
bond me out. and I was not even out of jail for 2 months when they came and locked me up again for another false charge so they could deny me bail.
What, intimidating a witness?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
the fake charge they came up with.
Oh, they've got a whole plethora of those fake charges. They just make it up. I mean, they make it up, and that's why
we've got all the proof that they made.
And all these fake charges, Rebecca, are coming from none other than Scott Cologne. They call him. What we do? Call it jaywalking, and go get them, and we'll make it stick. Right. Don't worry about it.
Right.
And you say, why don't I understand this? Tell it to the judge. You know, it's we just got to get you to jail and get you naked and violate you and all that stuff. That's our part.
And that's where the justice court judges come in, signing those false affidavits for arrest and stuff. Okay, yep. Peggy Phillips,
the Lush, Peggy the Lush.
Christopher Hemphill is another one, and I have not forgotten about y'all, and I will be visiting your iniquities on you as well. Yeah, I promise you.
I'll tell you, we've talked about Peggy Phillips, and you know, she drinks a fifth of gin every day before she goes to work, and probably drinking during work. The only thing to be a justice court judge in Mississippi, qualifications is at least a GED, no courses and nothing about law, and enough people that's gullible enough to let you in there. That's it. And they'll put a black robe on. They put that black robe on you, and attorneys have to go in there and say your honor and argue the law and knowing good. You know it burns, taps their ass. See, I'm sitting here citing case law, this ass clown that's barely got a GED. I'd hate that. Right. That's it's kangaroo court, folks.
That's right. That's what it
is. And they're the ones that signing these warrants, these bogus warrants, backdate them, whatever you got to do.
Christopher Hemphill is the only judge.
You have 1 minute.
That's an attorney. Some of them are attorneys. Yeah.
He's the only one. They're required to have one attorney in the building, Richard. That's the law. They have to have one.
One, right. But that don't mean he's going to represent you. He's just there. That's a token.
Like, Judge Cook, he's never been a lawyer of any kind. He was actually an investigator for the Columbus Police Department, and Peggy Phillips used to be a bus driver.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah, lunchroom lady.
And thank you, Richard, for having me.
God bless you, Rebecca. Our prayers are with you.
I'm out real soon. I'm going to be out real soon. So
that is our hope and prayer. Okay, right. Rebecca, take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
I love you guys.
Love you. Bye. All right, folks, there you have it. 22 more years if she's not successful in her attempts. She has an appeal in the works, as you heard, and I heard it for the first time as well. She has another attorney has contacted her and is going to construct a habeas motion for her in her case. I don't know what that habeas is going to be for, but God knows, and the parties involved know. So I want to thank the viewers and listeners and followers. As we expose these things, other people from other parts of the country and even in our communities are stepping forward and offering.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
That's why it's important that you support us. We continue doing what we're doing. And folks, until next time, God bless you.